how's that metro tunnel thing going? Well, there's been a lot happening over the last month, 2 months. So let's get straight into it. We're going behind the scenes on everything. And we're going to start with State Library Station. So the main entrance, that big stone building across the road from the State Library and Melbourne Central. Everything down there is looking pretty incredible and very much resembling that final form. I want to call particular attention to this little nook that's under the escalators. It's an area that we haven't really shown off properly before, but it's where you get the elevator down to the platforms. Looking up, it really shows you the scale of the entrance too, and is really brought to life by those beautiful architectural lights that beam down, and they really shine, for lack of a better term, at night time. At the other side of this space, some shiny new roller doors have been installed at the connection point between State Library and Melbourne Central, and that whole walkway area is looking pretty much finished. Again, I can't stress enough how close this area is to Melbourne Central. The walk is basically non-existent between the two stations. If we're to go behind the roller doors, you can see that that pillar on the left is basically in line with the roller doors, they're just out of frame. And on the right side, that barrier is what you can see when you come through the ticket barriers at Melbourne Central. The one that's got the big metro tunnel graphic on the front of it. A bit of a fun fact while we're talking about how close everything is. Just after the whole station structure had been excavated, you could stand at one end, and if you stood very quietly and listened, you could hear the Melbourne Central platform announcements. That's how close everything is together. Back up to the surface now, and the footpath right out the front of that main entrance has now reopened, which means you can now get up close to Danny Miller's large-scale installation Forever, the artwork on the side of State Library Station. Down the road, the big shed on Beckett Street is now gone, leaving these strange box things in the middle of the road. They're called chiller plants, and they're basically just part of the electrical and cooling infrastructure for the station. A few of the stations have these chiller plant things, and these ones at State Library are going to have some First Nations artwork put on them, which you can see here. And finally, on Franklin Street, the team are working hard to reinstate the road and the area around the station entrance there, the one that's between the City Baths and RMIT. Now, Town Hall. The big news for this month is that Campbell Arcade has reopened. Similar to the De Grave subway, we've made a few improvements to what you can work with within a heritage space, but the bulk of the work is behind this thing, the big barrier. It's where Flinders Street joins up with Town Hall, via this 100 or so metre tunnel linking the two major stations. Because only Cranbourne, Pakenham and Sunbury line trains are going to run through the metro tunnel, connections like this and the one that we just talked about at Melbourne Central are vital for everybody being able to interchange to City Loop services or metro tunnel services whenever they need it. At City Square, construction is very much on the home stretch, pavers are going in, the landscaping is about to start, and every day the station entrance itself is looking more and more finished. And one floor down, the final lighting is on in the crypt. Harsh construction lighting obviously has its place, but for me, this switch has really accentuated all of the beautiful bronze elements that are all over this space, and really made it feel so much warmer and more grand, I suppose. I'm apparently all about nooks today, and this area in Town Hall is no exception. Similar to State Library, there's these wonderful little tucked away areas that are behind the escalators as you're coming down through this space. This is where the retail spaces will go, so make sure you're saving up your bells for when the station opens. On the other side of the station, the team are continuing works on the Fed Square entrance. This entrance is actually going to have a new artwork by Marie Clark. Marie's the artist that has done the line-wide artwork for all of the stations, called Tracks. It features animal footprints that are made out of carved granite and embedded within the floor of the platform itself. There's a few at each station, so I highly recommend when the metro tunnel opens that you have an explore through the stations and see if you can find and identify all of them. Okay, construction done. Let's talk about everything that's happening in the tunnel. In June, we had a huge day of testing, which ran from Sunbury all the way to East Pakenham, running trains every few minutes up and down the whole line. A day like this is a huge step in making sure that the whole system is able to handle the turn up and go services that the metro tunnel will deliver. Days like this are also essential for checking those aspects of the Metro tunnel where it combines with the existing network. Something like Sydney Metro operates in isolation from everything else. It's just this one system talking to itself, whereas the Metro tunnel is that in the centre of the city, but as soon as you get out of that tunnel, you're interfacing with all of these different complicated types of equipment. You've got different types of signalling, you've got different types of trains, different types of platforms that are not specifically designed for the Metro tunnel. And all of those little quirks can add a staggering amount of complexity to getting all of the systems to talk to each other so that you can get a train later this year. That's everything for this month. As always, please let me know in the comments what you would like to see in the next update, and I'll see you next time.